Okay, here we are. Oh my goodness, our day 5 of our Power Up Your Leadership Masterclass Challenge. Oh my gosh, has it been an amazing week? Really great. Whether you attended for one session or all 5, whether you came in for 30 minutes or the entire time. Wow, we've been together now for almost 5 hours this week. So, I'd like to say that guess what? The transformation of you and your life is on. Okay. It didn't start today because today's our theme, and we have the amazing Sheila Anderson as our speaker today. Our transformation is not starting today, it's been going the whole week. And the transformation for you and your life, your professional life, your personal life, just your entire life, I believe it started when you pressed register. You pressed register to register for this week's masterclass. So life is in session and we are in session. So thank you for being here. So Maureen, we're glad you're here. Irene, we're so happy you're here. Bonnie, Nancy, oh my gosh, our room is filling. Sheila Anderson, Anna Lee, our group is getting bigger and bigger. So this is great. We're just going to welcome everybody in. And we have a very, very excellent program for you. And 55 minutes of intensity, focus, celebration, fun, and lots of energy. Okay, so as you know, I'm Kathleen Caldwell. This was a imperfectly perfect creation. And I was thinking this morning, because I think of each of you as I'm preparing our our master class, and I've been thinking for the last couple days, but something made me think especially of all of you this morning. And we as women, we're creators. We are creators. We create life. We create life in our businesses, life in our professional life, our personal life. We are given by our creator, the divine, as creators. And so as creators, we have to create. It's just what we have to do. So today is all about creation, reinvention, celebration, and gratitude. Okay. And we're going to have plenty of strategies as well. So that's just what I do. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a writer, I'm a guide, I'm a mentor. And I also had the idea this morning about being a responder, being a first responder, hopefully, to women who are in career crisis, women who are saying, I have to do something to express myself. I have to do something to fill my soul, have to do something that charges me and lights me up. And we women, we are the responders for those women. We're the responders for them. We can help them. We have the necessary tools and we have the ability to jump in and help and be helpers. So with that, let's move into our agenda, and it's all our agenda. Have we had an amazing week? Put something in the chat box. There you go. I love it, Maureen. Thank you. Yeah. Sheila and I just got off an hour and a half masterclass that was incredibly intense with the C-suite leadership. So we're like, oh gosh, we got to jump on and get ourselves energized. So got it. And Maureen, I appreciate you saying this about energy, because guess what? Intention, just having the intention for more energy will create more energy. So thanks for your truth. I love it. Yeah. Thank you, Annetta. We're so glad you're here. Good. So we've had now 4 days coming on today, 5 days. Oh my gosh. 5 days. Turn your purpose into passions was Monday. Wow. Tuesday, overcoming obstacles to say yes to your yes, the yes that's emerging within you. Wednesday, women's thought leadership. We have a voice, women. We have a voice, and we need to be using that voice in powerful, helpful, global ways. Yesterday, Thursday, was all about increasing your energy, your capacity, and your productivity. Nancy Jackson was our guest speaker, and boy, was she terrific. Gosh, talking about spreading that beautiful, energetic gold dust all around the world, using your energy, calibrating your energy to attract your like clients, to attract what you want in the world. If you haven't watched the replay, I've now watched it twice. Watch that replay. You should have received a link in email, and we're also going to put it on our new community. Watch that replay. Whoa, it was great. And Nancy is an author of an upcoming book. You'll learn more about her book very soon too. And then today is all about reinvention for success and fulfillment. So today is all about you. And Tina, thank you. Oh my gosh, you were so extraordinary. Thanks for putting in the chat box. Oh my gosh, that was great. And so it's been a fabulous week. So moving to, what I was mentioning about energy. So I believe that energy follows intention. So listening to the wisdom of your heart. Chicky brought this up yesterday, just communing with her heart and also communing with your beautiful, powerful brain. So why don't we, in this moment, let's just take a deep breath and commune with ourselves. You can lightly tap on your heart. Yeah, just lightly, lovingly, with lots of gratitude. Just tap on your heart. Yeah. Ladies, I know our blood pressure just dropped about 5 points. We're right there. We just got centered, focused, and you have the gift in any moment in time to choose the intention and the outcome that you want. That's what powering up your life is all about, is being a choice. So in a moment, you can just choose, take a deep breath in, use your mudra, use your beautiful anchoring. Take a life-giving breath and just fill yourself up with what you need. You can do this. You've been doing it all week. You've been doing it so masterfully and so powerfully all week long. It's been an amazing week. Yeah. So remember this and watch the replay and just reinforce this for yourself. So we can't go any further until we acknowledge what you're proud of. Acknowledge what you're proud of for this week. And again, if you attended one session, a half a session, or all 5 sessions, there's been major, major transformation, major reinvention that's happened this week. I know you've shared, and I've read the chat boxes. Kimberly, we're so glad you're here, and it's okay. Just do what you can, do what you can. Yeah, you're doing some major reinvention and transformation of your yard. That's really something. Yeah, very good. So take a moment and in your notebook, in your computer, write down 1 or 2 things you're proud of accomplishing this week. 1 or 2 things you're proud of accomplishing this week. It could be just saying yes to your yes and saying, you know what? I deserve to have an hour, 55 minutes every day to just attend this. Yeah, Laura, we're glad you're here. Irene, we're glad you're here. Annetta, we're so glad you're here. Maureen, Tina, Kimberly, Laura. Oh, wow. Bonnie. Yeah, Nancy, Sheila, Annalie. So glad you're here. Yeah, thank you. Put in the chat box one thing that you're proud of accomplishing this week. Yeah, and I'd love to take a couple shares. Love to take some beautiful, beautiful shares. And knowing, ladies, that conciseness, I'm working on being concise 24/7. Even in my sleep, I'm working on being concise and getting to the nub of it and getting in and getting out, because people's attention spans are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's the challenge we all have as women professionals, is getting to the heart of it. Like having a mic drop. Okay? So who'd like to model the way about sharing one thing that they're proud of accomplishing this week? In a word, in a sentence. We don't need the backstory, because guess what? We've been together the whole week. We know you. We love you. Yeah, jump in.
Kathleen, I'd love to jump in.
Laura, model the way, dear. Come on, bring it. Bring it, girl.
Seriously. You guys, for me, just this week, I think I let go of the fear of competition and I connected and I am believing in my connections and collaborations. Bonnie, I felt the same way. I felt like, wow, it's time for me to let go of my hesitation or fear of not being worthy and believe it. And you know, I have made two amazing connections this week, collaborations, and they are they are my dreams. They are my dreams. So for that, and this beautiful sharing with even just releasing our energy together, I couldn't be more appreciative. So thank you. Thank all of you. Thank you.
Laura, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you have really modeled the way for us. From day one, you have been playing really big this week. And we acknowledge you. I acknowledge you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. How about some sparkly cheers for Laura? Yay! Love it. Yes, and what I also like to do is, let's give big kisses. We can do this. It's silly, but let's give Laura a big kiss. Mwah! Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got him. I got him.
Love it. I
Goosebumps.
love it. Thank you. So who's next? An accomplishment you'd like to share?
I would like to share.
Sorry. Okay.
I had a couple of very difficult situations this week with my executive. And usually I would just be devastated and get depressed and wonder what I should do and, write an email or follow up with phone calls. And I didn't. I just stayed very centered and remembered what you were sharing with us earlier, that is saying yes to my yes. And I was looking into my higher purpose of what I do. And again, and I shared that with Laura earlier, it's just having faith that everything is working out fine, no matter what. And I didn't, it's really good. I didn't just not only react to those folks, but I didn't react towards myself. So I wasn't devastated. I was stunned and saddened somewhat, but no comparison to how I in the past handled those types of situations.
Annalie, beautiful. Yeah, you're really modeling grace and grace under pressure and stress. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Kisses for you, Annalie. Beautiful. Yeah, filling you up, filling you up. That's good. Your participation has been awesome. Thank you. Annalie is the first to arrive, ladies. She and I meet early on the calls and we do a little movement and a little dancing and we have a little fun. So yeah, sometimes we break a little bread too on the calls. I'll just say that. Yeah, thank you. How about one more share?
Yeah.
And because, gosh, we want to get into hearing from Sheila Anderson. Yeah, how about another share, like a burning share? You just got to share this. And of course, put it in the chat. We want you to put it in the chat. Yeah, okay. Annetta, come on. Bring it, girl.
One tiny thing. So you ladies were absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for being here for me spiritually, emotionally, and professionally. I am thriving to be like all of you. And this entire week just gave me strength and gave me pause and gave me power. So when I'm thinking to myself now, you in the midst of things and you don't know where you're gonna go and how the world is gonna work for you. What I found out and what I came into understanding is, you know what? Ready is a myth, right? It's nothing like being ready. What's ready?
Just do it.
Yes.
Right? No
yes,
more.
Beautiful.
Just jump in it, and if not now, then when?
You just turned the golden key, dear.
That's right.
Just turned the golden key.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you to Nancy. I think her speech yesterday, the golden dust, the universe. This so stuck with me, and I think this is it's so amazing that we can all like get depressed and get like so in such a pessimistic, negative mood. And then when we all together and we share our vision and we share our emotions and we are open our hearts, it's just so good for all of us. And thank you so much, Caitlin, for organizing this. Thank you for being there. I love you.
Oh, Aneta, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You know, part of today, part of the theme of reinvention, and by the way, let's give Aneta a big, beautiful kiss here. Mwah! Thank you. Mwah! Yeah. Is we all have our own beautiful gold sparkly dust. We've got our energy, and Nancy talked about that yesterday. And so what I'm hoping to do, and let me just go, what I am doing is highlighting other women, because I'm a woman, I understand women, okay, men, I support them too, but my zone of genius is helping other women to be seen, be heard, and richly rewarded. I don't lose anything because I invite people to share their genius. My life gets fuller and more beautiful. So I encourage each of you, model this, make your own version of it, model this type of thing. The age of competition, the feminine business model doesn't, we're over that, and we need to continue to heal that, because that's not what was modeled for me growing up. What was modeled for me was competition. If somebody else wins, you lose. And that's just not how the world is anymore. And the world is not where the expert, in my world, the expert is not the guru. The expert is the guide, guiding other people to have what they want. Okay? So taking the pressure off to be the expert, the thought leader, okay, just get in your zone of genius and help other people do the same thing. That's what reinvention is all about, I think. Okay, so put in the chat box, that's right. Kimberly, love it. Yeah, win, win, win. Yeah, so you all accomplished a lot of things this week. And I'd like to just pause and give yourself a little pat on the back. Both shoulders, give yourself a little pat on the back. It's a nice little massage. Yay! Yes. And you're here today, which is awesome. The final day. Okay. So as we move, there's no accident that you made this choice this week to come to this masterclass, because you've made powerful choices all week. Do I go? Do I not go? I could watch the replay. No, do I go and show up? And so making the choice to just show up is part of the success process. And what I know for each of you is you're stepping into a new chapter. Last week is not this week. So stepping into a new chapter, and also stepping into new levels of leadership, whatever that looks like for you. Okay? So today is about really anchoring that in and trusting and knowing that you're at the right place at the right time with the right women doing the right work. Okay? And that could be something you could anchor in using your beautiful, powerful affirmation, an incantation. I am in the right place with the right women and the right people doing the right work that I'm called here to do. Okay? Know that and act on it. All right. So to pivot just a little bit and give a beautiful context for Sheila Anderson, who's going to come on in just a moment and talk about reinvention and talking about stepping it up, is on the planet right now. We all know there are major breakdowns that are happening. Crazy things are happening with the weather. Crazy things are happening with unrest and COVID, and the Mother Earth is going, rah, right? Yeah, a lot of things are happening now. We celebrated the 19th Amendment, 100-year anniversary of the women's right to vote in the United States of America. And so there's a major shift that's happening. And we know as women, when we start our whirlpool of creation, anticipation, and power, look out, world. Because when there's a breakdown in things that are happening, society's breaking down. We know this. Things are happening out there. Although we've been shuttered inside, there used to be the FOMO, fear of missing out, is now been replaced by FOGO, fear of going out, right? So we're inching out there. But whenever there's a breakdown, there's also a breakthrough. There's a breakthrough. So you are part of this breakthrough, these new opportunities. So that's right. So put in the chat, love to hear what you have to say about this new breakthrough opportunity for you. What's the breakthrough opportunity for you? Because I want this week to mean something where you took major action. You like had a accelerated perspective on something that's happening for you. Okay? This is not this is not other master classes. This is an action accelerator. So put in the chat, what's the breakthrough for you? Breakthrough in mindset, breakthrough in perspective, breakthrough in how you think about yourself, how you think about opportunities, sisterhood, community, learning, growth. Wow, lots of things. So put in the chat, because when you put in the chat, you're also sharing with others, and we also get your priorities, we get you. Okay. Also, what's happening, as you all know, is that people are in a state of flight, fright, or freeze. People are in shock. They're still in shock. You know, they're experiencing all kinds of stuff. And, you know, many of you, a lot of times I felt like the little guy in the middle going, ah! Many in the world are experiencing this. So when you bring your calm, confident, certain self that's authentic and real, and like, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm at least taking steps, you are going to attract to you people that want what you have. They want this vibration, as Nancy talked about yesterday, this energetic alignment. So take care of yourself first and foremost. That's been the theme of this whole week. Take care of yourself. How can you do that? Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Bonnie. Irene, excellent. Laura, beautiful. Yeah. And now more than ever, this reinvention process is that there's opportunity. Okay, when there's breakdown, there's breakthrough, there's also opportunity. And now more than ever, people need certainty. They want to have experiences. They want optimism, not necessarily Pollyannism, but they want certainty, they want community, they want communication, and they want leadership. Because we now know we got to go through this. We've talked about this the whole week. The way is through it, not around it, not underneath it, not on top of it. There aren't any shortcuts. You've been doing the work all week, in the court, in the game, doing the work. And, you know, at the same time, I know that we've all got choices. You know, we can put our head in the sand, or we can soar like an eagle. Okay? We can see from a higher perspective what's happening on the planet. What's ours to do? What is ours to do? What's the work we're called to do? Who shall we be working with? Who's our ideal company to work in, work with, do the work that we're meant to do? And we don't have to do it all this afternoon, ladies, okay? We can space it out. We can do it over a career lifetime. And fundamentally, not have to work so darn hard, okay? Getting in a system, getting in a framework where we've got some systems to leverage our beautiful intellectual property that we've got, our experience, our knowledge, and be able to bring that out to the world. Okay, so when you see that you've got choices, I'm curious, put in the chat, what are some of the choices you now have? Yeah, thank you, Nancy, for the great quote. Laura, it is yours. Kimberly, yes. Yeah, Laura, thank you very much. This is so good. And I love the chat. I read it like 3-4 times after our event because I just love this. Yeah. So what are the choices that you have in this moment? What are the choices that you have? You can choose to be stuck, or you can choose to be moving forward. You can choose to be living in the past, or you can be living and creating a brand new future for yourself. Because the thoughts and the actions that we take today are going to impact tomorrow. No doubt about it. And the actions and the steps we take tomorrow are going to impact the next day, the next week, the next month, year, etc. Okay? Really, really critical. So I'd like to take a moment and have you write down or type in the chat or type in your computer, where do you want to be 1 year from today? How do you want your life to be? Now, this is a big, lofty question, but we've been seeding this all along this whole week. Let's fast forward to a year from today and write down a couple things that you want a year from today. How do you want your life to look or be or feel a year from today? Yeah, thank you, ladies. Yeah. Bonnie, I'm so inspired by what you're doing. Irene, so inspired. Oh my goodness. Laura, awesome. Yeah, Annalie, yeah, very nice. Kimberly, oh my gosh. Ladies, I love this. This is great. Yeah. And knowing full well that this question could be like the subject of an entire day, all right? Instead of right? Yeah, yeah. But put this as a note for yourself. Give yourself the gift, even this upcoming weekend, and just ask yourself the question. Get a notebook out, do some mind mapping, create a vision board. I'm so big on vision boards. I have vision boards all around my office so I can look at the future that I'm living into. Not from a perspective of lack, not from a perspective of longing. I'm looking at my future from the perspective of, if I can't see it, how can I be it or live it? We heard that last week with the digital discussion that we enjoyed. Yeah, I have to be able to see that vision. Yeah, thanks, Maureen. Excellent. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Kimberly, very nice. Yeah. Ladies, I want what all of you want. This is great. And we can have it all, right? Yeah. So I'd like to introduce my very, very dear friend. And I'm going to give Sheila, I'm going to take a moment here and give her the opportunity to do some sharing and share her beautiful slides in her screen while I just get this set up. Here we go. So we're going to make Sheila the co-host. Oh, ladies, this is so technical, and we're doing it step by step. It's a cinch. Yeah. And introduce my very dear friend, a woman who I admire. I think she is actually my sister, my biological sister in another lifetime for sure. Sheila Anderson. Sheila Anderson is a branding icon. She's an iconic person who helps other people get and live their brands, because we've all got a brand, whether we know it or not, we've got a brand. So Sheila's going to talk about reinvention, talk about some key things, and kind of get us into a mindset of the things that we should be doing with our personal branding, our professional branding, and she's going to bring some of that awesome sensibility to our call today. So Sheila, I want to turn the podium over to you, and please just jump right in. Yeah, jump right in. Very nice. So ladies, you can see Sheila's screen. Is that correct? Put a little yes in the chat box so I know that
you can see it.
Can you see it? Yes, thank you. Very, very good.
Okay.
Love it.
All right, wonderful. Well, I am so excited to be with you all week. It's been so wonderful. I tell you what, man, breakthrough after breakthrough for all of us. So this is super exciting. And what has Kathleen been telling us all week? To step into our power, right? To step into our power. And there's something I do at the beginning of every year, and I know maybe some of you do this as well. And I don't set a New Year's resolution. I come up with one word that's going to ground me for the year. And so, not this year, but last year, my word was step. And I thought, oh my gosh, Kathleen is always talking about stepping into your power. And sometimes we have to figure out what is our next step. She always talks to us about what is our next step. And so as I was thinking about what could be a way to talk to you about reinvention strategies and give you your next steps. And so I love alliterations. And so I came up with, we're going to talk about signature style. We're going to talk about your talents, your executive presence, and your posture. So when you think in terms of the word step, sometimes we have to step back and look at how we're presenting ourselves. How are we coming across? How are people experiencing us? And how do we want people to experience us? So we have to step back and we have to think about that. And sometimes stepping means to step up, right? Step up to the next level. How are we looking to other people? Do we need to step it up? Or do we need to step out into a different direction? Have we been stuck in something that is not getting us our dreams and utilizing our gifts? So our reinvention strategies, again, are going to do with the word step. And again, the signature style, our talents, our executive presence, and our posture. Kathleen, I'm not sure how long I have, so you let me know when I'm getting close.
And Sheila, we're mindful that you could lead a 3-week
Yeah.
event.
I'm keeping it short.
I know you are, yes. And I have you planned for about 7 more minutes.
Okay, great.
Is that okay? Good.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, we're good. So the first step is your signature style. And something I talk about is your appearance really is your logo. If you think of a logo, that icon of a company, really your appearance becomes that logo, becomes ingrained in people's minds when they think about you. So my question to you is something to think about. Are you dressing to fit in, or are you dressing to stand out? And either way is fine. It's up to you to make that decision. Do I want to fit in with how I'm dressing, be part of the crowd, or do you want to stand out with how you're putting yourself together? And really how you put yourself together in the clothing that you wear, because you know what? We all get up every day and get dressed. That's something we all have in common. So being intentional about what you're putting on for the day and what that attracts, because really what you're wearing is that first filter that people have of you. It's visual data, and that you judge a book by its cover. I wish it wasn't the case, but we really do that. Is that cover of that book intriguing enough that I want to open those pages and know more about who you are? And so clothing really does have an impact on your power and how people are attracted to you. Laura knows this very well, right? How things are placed in a home or how things are placed on your body can make or break an impression. Color is the very first thing that people notice about an outfit. So one of the colors that people see first is yellow. Our eye can't ignore that color of yellow. So a little tip, if you're on a Zoom call with a lot of people and you want to make sure that people notice you, put on some yellow or have some yellow in the background, and it could even be a flower or something. But yellow is a really amazing color to help you stand out on a Zoom call if you want to do that. There's other powerful colors. Obviously, red is my signature color, so I wear that quite often. But pay attention to how you show up on Zoom. This really now is your ongoing business profile headshot, right? It's moving all the time, and it's people will get back to, what did you look like on Zoom? You know, just because you're working from home, and maybe many of us have just worked from home, that's all we know. Pay attention to how you're showing up in that square, because people will be attracted to you, or it will become that magnet of what you want to come into your life. So clothing, are you dressing to fit in, or are you dressing to stand out? The T is for talents. I thought this was brilliant what Melissa Barrett said last week on that C-suite call. Don't be afraid to highlight what you bring to the table. We all have amazing talents, and sometimes we forget what they are. And one of the ways that we can help each other with what are our talents? You know, what is it that people compliment me on? What gifts do I have that I give to others that maybe I don't know about? There's something I say is that it's really hard to see that outside label when we're inside the jar. So sometimes it's hard for us to, what gifts do I have? What talents do I have? But we need to shout those out, right? People need to know you before they need you. I need to know what talents you have, what gifts, what do you bring to the table? A great way to do that is recommendations on LinkedIn. We all could do that for each other, right? We all could get connected on LinkedIn. Annalie, I can go out and write a LinkedIn recommendation for you, and which I will go do that. I'm going to look at everybody's LinkedIn that's been on the call this week. I'm going to go out to your LinkedIn profiles. If we're not connected, I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to do a little research with you, and then I'm going to write a really nice recommendation for you on LinkedIn, so you have that on your LinkedIn profile, because people want to know what it's like to interact with you, to work with you, to experience you. And that's a great way that I can talk about your talents, so then you don't always have to do it, because sometimes it's awkward for us to talk about our own talents and our own gifts. But if somebody else does it for us, that's credibility for us. So a simple tactic for you to do is write recommendations for people. And it's okay to ask for recommendations. It's okay. You know what, Laura, I would love it if you would write me a recommendation, and in return, I am happy to do the same for you, right?
You got it.
Okay, so talents. Don't be afraid to toot your own horn. The E stands for executive presence. We all know when some people walk into the room and they just command attention, and there's this authority about them, and this presence, this aura, that we all are like, whoa, who is that? And something that people have with executive presence is confidence, right? Grace under fire. They're decisive. Kathleen is always talking to us about being concise with your message. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. I'm working on that, because I can just ramble on things. So being really concise with your messaging is part of executive presence. These are the three things that make up executive presence, like gravitas, your confidence, being decisive, emotional intelligence. That's a big deal. Your communication style, how you speak, how you command the room, what is your body language when you're showing up, even on Zoom, right? I will sit on the edge of my chair so I'm not sloped back in my chair like this. And I'll tell you a little trick. What's closest to the camera becomes bigger. I don't want my belly closer to the camera than my face, right? This is an area I don't want that bigger. So lean in, look interested. So your body language on Zoom, that's a great way for you to have, or to be able to elevate your communication style. Your appearance. This is one of the three things of executive presence. We just talked about that. Pay attention to how you show up, your grooming habits. All that plays into you. Another thing with your communication would be your elevator pitch. being able to concisely say what you do in a few seconds. Work on that. There's a lot of frameworks out there that can help you with that. But to be able to have that, so when people say, what do I, ask you what you do, that rolls off the tongue, right? So if you're trying to reinvent who you are or tell people what you do, you have to be able to tell them what you do. And your tone of voice. We learned that last week. I cannot remember the first lady. I can't remember the lady that said this, but she said she had to learn to lower her voice.
Oh, right.
Right? That commands more executive presence, and to be able to pause and take those breaths and let people think about what you've said. Right. The last part of STEP is your posture. We talked a little bit about this, posture in your body, but posture in your mind. So posture in your body, again, sitting on the edge of your seat if you're on a Zoom call, if you're in a board meeting, nice straight back. If you're walking into a conference or a meeting or a networking event, you stand straight up. One of the things that I learned in modeling school was posture, and it felt really awkward. And a tip is when you stand with put your hands on your hips right now. Everybody do that. Now pull your elbows back and drop your arms, and that's where your shoulders really should be when you're standing or walking. It feels like you're way out here, but that's really how you should be carrying yourself and have straight posture, because it says something and it shows something about your confidence and your ability to get things done. And posture also is in your mind, that swagger. I cannot wait to watch the replay from yesterday, because I know you talked about some mindfulness things and not having that imposter syndrome. You are meant to be here. You are good enough, right? You are good enough to be in the room, on the Zoom call, or whatever your calling is, to have posture in your body, but posture also in your mind. Get rid of those negative thoughts. It's perfect, like Kathleen talked about, having your vision board, your dream board, all that in front of you, and those quotes that help build you up. And if you're having a bad day, reach out to one of us, right? We're all here to help and lift each other up. All important decisions about you happen when you're not in the room. So I want you to be aware that, again, Kathleen said we all have a personal brand. So the good news is you all have a personal brand. The bad news is we all have a personal brand, but it's up to you to own that experience that people have with you, and make sure you're staying top of mind when you're not in their presence, and when they're referring you to other clients, or they're referring you to, or talking about you to other people, or when they're thinking about you or recalling an interaction with you. What was that experience like that I had with Laura? Was it pleasant? Was it uplifting? Did she get me into her love bubble? Which I think she does so well, right? She got me into her love bubble, that great place of feeling taken care of. So all important decisions about you happen when you're not in the room. And I'm going to end with this. I have not watched, if there's people raising their hand, I want to be mindful of time. This is my gift, a 30-minute complimentary style consultation, a value of $250, where I am just 30 minutes with you. Any style questions you have about what you're wearing, what you should be wearing, anything like that, and then I'll give you feedback even on one outfit. So you can go ahead here, schedule a call with me. This is just my gift to the people on this call. So Kathleen, I will stop sharing. See what we have. did I stop sharing? I have to make sure I did that right.
You did, and I was
Okay.
putting in the chat box your give.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Sheila, awesome. So,
Oh, good.
my gosh.
I'm sorry I haven't looked if there's any questions, but you know what? I'll get to them later and we can.
Yeah. So
let you
I'm
jump
very
in.
clear. We're going to be doing a Q&A very soon. We're going to do a Q&A very soon on this because this is like the topic of a whole masterclass. Yeah, good.
I'm in.
Let's give some love to Sheila Anderson. Mwah, 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 love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So many great golden stardust, awesome nuggets. Super good. Thank you. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So put in the chat what's one thing that really stood out for you around what Sheila was saying. Put one word or phrase in the chat of what you got from Sheila's time. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Put the chat. This is super good. Yeah, and I'm going to watch the chat a little bit here, but this is great. Okay. As usual, we put about 50 pounds of good content and good stuff in a 10-pound Louis Vuitton handbag. So we are all in on the good content here. We're going to wrap up here. Wow, what a week. What an incredible week. Yeah. How about like a round of applause for all of us? Again, whether you were here for a part of the session or the whole time, love to give us some attention. Yay! Great. Oh gosh, so good. Yes. Okay, so ladies, the time is now. The time is now. It's our time. Powering up your leadership requires that you know, and you now know, your ideal clients, your ideal company, the people you're meant to work with, work for, and be in service to. They're waiting for you, okay? These women are waiting for you. These men are waiting for you. These communities, these companies, they're waiting for you. And that's great news, but you can even have the opportunity. You've got the opportunity right now to consider the possibility of developing a movement, having your voice be heard so that you're not just developing a business or you're developing a product or a service or an offer. No, you can develop a movement of people, make change happen globally and have a bigger impact on people's lives. And it starts with you doing your work step by step by step. We talked about it this past week. Mind your mind, mind your energy. Have some really good designations and boundaries around your time, around your mind, around your energy. Watch, and Sheila says this so beautifully. Mind your fences, mind your gates, guard your gates. Guard your gates.
Your gates.
Guard your gates. Yeah, yeah. Guard your gates. Guard what you see. Guard what you hear. Guard what you feel. Guard everything.
And what you say.
Yeah, what you say. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Wow, that was like the price of the whole week as well. Guard your gates. Yeah, thank you, Sheila. Beautiful. Yes. And so we've talked about developing strategies this whole week to sustain your focus, your energy. And remember, we did, I think this was a couple days ago, just getting in a quiet place and just affirming to yourself, hey, I've got this. I've got this. No matter what happens in the world at any time, ladies, you've got this. Okay? You've got this. You're not alone here. You're not alone. We have a sisterhood, and we're inviting you to come over to our new village in our community. Click on the link. Everybody should have gotten a link in email. It's in the chat box. Come join us in the community, okay? Let's take this conversation to the next phase and get in the community and commune with other people that are in the same like-minded path. And it's going to be fantastic. But it takes taking a step at a time. Get support, get in this community, and also mentorship. That's what's so critical. I look back on my life, and the key things, the key pivotal times in my life where I've been able to make exponential growth was when I got high-level mentorship. We can't do it alone, ladies. We just can't do it alone. And I know I tried for decades and invested hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to do it on my own. It doesn't work anymore. We're in a new world. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's have a time. Let's discuss the Women's Leadership Council. And for you that you know you're on an accelerated path, let's have a conversation about the Women's Thought Leadership Accelerator. And we have several women on the call today that are part of this accelerator. We have a few spaces available for special women that know they want to accelerate their growth. They want to accelerate their ability to earn income, create products and services and programs, and not work so hard, work smarter and not harder. So let's have a conversation about that. Ladies, time for prizes as we finish up here. Time for prizes. Yay. Okay. So who was on the call? I already know the answer to this question, but I want you to raise your hands. Who was on the call on our masterclass every day this week? 5 out of 5 days. Give me a raise of hands. Yes. Annetta, you were on. Who else? Anna Lee was on. Who else was on the call? That's right. Chicky was on. Laura was on. Okay, super good. Anyone else that I missed? Because I'm just looking in the box here. Okay, ladies, I get the delight to send you a Wonderful Woman coffee mug. Okay, and I'm going to have some goodies inside for you that you're going to be able to sip from the cup of being a wonderful woman. Okay, can you see the nice mug here? Yes. So I'll reach out to you, get your address. You're all going to get a wonderful mug because, you know, part of my avatar is the beautiful, marvelous, wonderful Wonder Woman. Love this. Okay. Yeah. And we're all wonderful women. That's it. And for those of you that just were here for one day, part of a day, you're all going to get a little special something from me as well. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. And as we finish up, you know, this is my big deal. Wonder Woman, she needed a sisterhood and a council, so we're getting plugged in. Come join us in the Women's Leadership Council with the C-Suite Network. Step into your power. Start a council yourself. Join our council. We've got a limited time promotion, $9.97. Some of you have texted me and sent me messages. We're going to get you involved. Let me showcase you. Let me showcase you. Become a faculty member. Let's highlight you. And let's help you get to some global audiences that perhaps on your own, you could get there, but it might take, say, 5 to 10 years. We don't get that kind of time. Now's the time. So contact me. I'll be reaching out to you as well. And also, if you pay in full, I've got a very special bonus of a breakthrough call. 55 minutes, we're going to have a mini plan for you. It's going to be a powerful plan on how you can execute and implement what's on your heart to bring to the world. So we'll be back in touch with you. And so as we finish up here, love for you to put in the chat, what's your one-word takeaway from this week's Masterclass Challenge? Woo! What's your one-word takeaway from this week? Yeah, love to get some feedback from you on your one-word takeaway. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. This is great. This is great. Really, really love having all of you. And it's interesting with Zoom. I can't see the chat now. Sorry, ooh, what's going on, the chat? Sheila, would you help me by reading what's in the chat, my dear? My co-host, my sister.
Sure, absolutely. Poise, think bigger, power again, recharge, community. Love this. These are all great.
Yeah, Thank you so much. This is great. Good, good. Thank you. So remember to save the chat, and then the recording from today will be out within 24 hours. And, just as we finish, ladies, it's our time. It's our time to power up our leadership. It's time for us we're being called to step in and be the leader that we're called to be in the world. And so take a next step. Do the next thing that you know is yours to do. Okay, the world is waiting for you. The world wants you to step forward. And it's your time, it's our time. So with that, thank you. Oh my goodness. Being with you this whole week it's uplifted my life. It's uplifted my life. And it's given me the context to see new things that I didn't see before. So I thank you. I'm forever, ever grateful for you, for showing up, for being here, for being in partnership with me and your sisters. And so with that, I thank you. I love you. I adore you. I'm committed to you. We have a very bright future, ladies. The world is waiting for us. So with that, thank you. Unmute yourself. Let's give each other a big wahoo, a big, big, big kiss. Mwah!
Thanks for a
Bye.
great week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week. Thank you. Thank you very much. And join our community. Click on the chat. Thank you. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.